All right, so morning everybody. So we'll continue with this. We'll start with the legs fully extended and just learning to relax, open the hips. Yeah, if you haven't gone to see Kaivi and Puolani, you have nothing else better to do. Take a drive down to Kaimana Beach. A lot of times there's parking, because the beach, most of the beach is blocked off. So during this time, I don't have a problem going on Saturdays. And so far, I've been lucky. I've always found parking in there. But they have Kaivi's 5-year-old pup, not pup anymore, son, has been hanging around all week. I think today is at least 7 days. He's been hanging around and bothering Kaivi and bothering the Puolani, the new pup down there. So I'm sure he's still there. I think he's going to stay until Kaivi leaves. He's been a pest. I was looking at the video today, and I was reminded when I was young and bothering my mom in the kitchen or something, and she'd look at me and say "Inghi," and it's those of you of Cantonese know what Inghi is. Inghi is just kind of like, oh, you're just a pest, yeah. Go away. You're just that pest. So yeah, on that video I have, there's just a lot of action. And Kaivi it's amazing how chill she is. She'll let Vavamalu get right up to her. And then she'll kind of snap and keep him away, but she's constantly positioning herself in between Vavamalu and Puolani. So if you get that the right time and they're just hanging around the water, there's a lot of action because he just wants to bother them. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, extend your legs. Legs should be extended. Relax the ankles. Let the feet fall. You kind of push the hips out a little bit. Right? You can open up your stance a little bit wider. Well, not stance, and you can push the hip out and then relax and press the knee down. Right? So you flex back here. You can feel the back of the knee stretch and then relax. Right? You want to try and get to that stage where the legs are falling and the legs can be just about straight. Right? If the knees are up, right? If the knees are up like this, right? And you're sitting far enough in the front, we want the leg to fall. If the knees are up, you're either holding that up, creating tension, or there's just so much muscle tension, right, that you need to press the knee down. Just flex and press the knee down so it hyperextends downwards. Don't push too hard. Just enough you can feel that stretch in the back of the knee and the back of the leg, right, and get those muscles and ligaments and tendons to loosen up. And while you're doing this, check, are you pulling the foot up or are you flexing too much? Right? You can add those little stretches, but then let them go. Just learn to let the leg fall. Get comfortable with the leg falling and not having to hold them up and creating that unnecessary tension. Right? You want to save that energy for when you really need to do something like that. Okay. So hands down, sitting up nice and straight. Yeah. Take a nice deep breath to begin. Let's see. Check that everything's on. My phone is on. And then come up. Nice deep breath, thinking way up in the sky. Yeah, feel all the muscles stretching, the joints opening. Take your time for everything to relax. Yeah, take your time so you can listen to as much of your body as possible. You can gently close your eyes to help you focus. Just feel the palms coming through the body, moving that energy through the body, through the hips, through the legs, into the earth. Yes. Let everything go so the legs can fall from the hip into the earth and the upper body can expand upwards up into the sky. Breathing in Feel the spine opening, expanding, and everything falls perfectly back into place. Breathe in from the earth. Breathing in, traveling up the legs, through the hips, the spine, the rib cage, the neck, the skull, down the front of the body, back into the earth. Let the ankles go. Let the toes go. Breathe in as you come up and out as you come down. And slowly start focusing your mind, flowing the chi through your bones. Just take your time. Imagine stimulating the bone marrow, washing the bones, washing the bone marrow. You can do that imagery throughout all the exercises if you want. You can change that imagery so you're constantly washing the bones, moving the ligaments and tendons. Just putting your focus on those properties, on those parts of your body. And thinking whatever you want to focus on to develop that part. And always make sure you're setting that little sun in the chest, connected with the sun in the sky. And check that you're relaxing your breath, and dropping your shoulder blades. Scooping down. Deep breath. Focus in the bones. Focus in the ligaments and tendons. Bring everything back. And down. And let everything go. And relax all the joints. Let the legs fall. Let the knees fall. The ankles. Let the shoulders fall. Let go of any tension in the chest when you breathe. Sink it down to your lower belly. Your head should be pulled back a little as it's being suspended from above. Throat open. Slowly walk your feet back until they're just touching the earth. And then relax. And gently press them into the earth, pressing your toes down. Let all the joints go. Feel your spine rising as you're being pulled and suspended from the top of your head. Shoulders falling. Palms slowly opening. Fingers slowly stretching. Feel all the muscles pulling outwards. So the leg muscles are pulling, pressing, stretching outwards into the earth. The shoulders are down, the arm muscles, all the muscles in the arms are pulling and stretching and surging through the ends of the fingertip. You can feel your feet stretching into the earth. You can feel your palms opening. And slowly change that so your feet are being pulled into the earth like a suction, like a vacuum pulling your feet. Imagine them being pulled. And change your palms and fingertips so your fingertips are being pulled by these cables. And relax everything and just feel your fingertips and the bottom of your feet being pulled. So everything else can let go. And all the joints and muscle tissue can expand. Take a deep breath. Let it all out. Take a second deep breath. Let it all out. Relax all the joints and all the muscles as you do this, but keep that pull on the fingertips and bottom of the feet. And take a third deep breath and let it all out. And then breathe naturally. Slowly open your eyes, turn your palms forward, and then you can begin breathing in when you're ready. Remember to go at your own pace. Take a break if you have to. Take an extra breath. Take a pause. Or if the movement feels really good and you want to do more repetitions, go ahead. Let everything go, but keep the spine straight so the head opens up the neck and gently pulls on the spine, right? Just like washing the face. Tilt the sternum up. Listen for that full feeling before your wrist reaches your knees. The whole body will have that nice full feeling. Breathing in. Right here it's light, and then it just fills everything up and connects everything in your body. And then slowly let it go, let the head drop. Just feel the head opening up the spine and gently pulling all the way down to the tailbone. Tilt the sternum up as you exhale and down. One more time. And then we'll move to the second warm up, looking to the side. Exhale and down. Keep the fingers pulled, keep that vacuum on the bottom of your feet. Right? One hand up, one hand down. Lift and then fold. Height of the face. Relax the lower arm. As you breathe in and exhale when you're ready, the lower arm comes in and fingertips stretching on both fingertips. Breathe in when you turn. Release the tension on your lower arm. Don't hold it up, don't hold it into place. Imagine that palm washing down and washing up the forearm. Moving the chi from the elbow through the center, all the way out through the fingertips, especially the tip of the middle finger. And exhale, take your time. Focus on what you're doing. Don't worry about anybody else. Just drop the other hand. Last time, breathing in and out. Come back to center. Center of the palm, height of the throat. Open the throat, sink the air down to the lower belly. Open your voice. Open your expression. Don't worry. Right? Feel free to express yourself. Palms forward, let it fall forward and down, releasing the shoulders. The legs are still being pulled and sucked into the earth. The tips of the fingertips still being pulled outwards. Turn the palms, fold at the elbows. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Imagine you can make them touch. While you squeeze and pull them up and over, turning the palms and pull the shoulder blades all the way down. You want to keep the spine relaxed and straight, the body upright, just the shoulder blades moving. So the shoulders don't tilt up and down. If you feel like the body wants to move, though, don't restrict it. Just gently relax and let the shoulder blades squeeze and roll. So front to back. Put your mind in the lower inside corner of each shoulder blade. That's the only part you're moving. Everything else is being pulled and dragged along and stretched, but relaxed. You can feel the difference from pulling your shoulders, the top of your shoulders up, to only moving that lower inside corner of the scapula, the shoulder blade. All the way down, relax, and then do one side. When you relax, remember to keep the fingertips being pulled and extended. And the bottom of the feet being sucked into the earth, being pulled into the earth. Relax the bottom of the feet, open up the toes. Just imagine a big vacuum hose under each foot, drawing and pulling your feet into the earth. Just imagine the tips of your fingertips have those cables and they're being pulled outwards. You just have to relax and let that action happen. Front to back, squeeze, take your time. Hey, let your head turn to follow the movement. And don't restrict that movement when your body wants to move. Listen to the body. Relax and listen. If the body wants to turn, you let it turn. All the way down. Relax. And when you're ready, do the other side. If you feel tension in your neck, it could be you're not allowing your head to turn and follow the movement. Release the tension. Come forward. We lost the Waipahu students. End of school. One more time. Make sure you do two sides. When you go front to back, you can feel it stretching around the collarbone a little bit more. Yeah, finish the movement. And then two sides back to front when you're done. And then front to back. Yeah, take your time, don't rush. All the way down, relax. Okay, and then loose circles. Just like shaking water off your hands, loose. Just swinging. You can see how my forearms are rotating around my elbows. Just swing. You can feel the shoulder area relax and just kind of thumping a little. Just like shaking water off, really loose. And then slow it down. And then put the breath and intent back together. Breathing in. Fingertips just about the top of your head and out. Palms gently rotating. Fingertips being pulled and stretched. The bottom of the feet being pulled into the earth. And everything else in between relaxed. Think of all the joints as light as possible. Just the top of the head suspended, the fingertips being pulled, and the bottom of the feet being pulled into the earth. Slowly learn how to turn the body. Look straight ahead when you turn. See if you can keep your palms right in the center. And so your shoulders have to open and close as you turn. One hand comes in, one hand comes out. Breathing in and out. Release all the tension in the joints. Just the fingertips and the bottom of the feet and the top of the head. Being pulled and suspended. Breathing in and out. Make the shoulder joints as light as possible. Just let them go. One more time. And then take a breath. Let everything go. And then move to the spine. So those two are for the shoulders. Hold the ball first. And then one hand up, one hand down. Just follow the pull of the fingertips. The bottom hand being pulled into the earth just through the fingertips, and the top hand being pulled up into the sky just through the fingertips. Feel the palm opening, the fingertips opening and stretching. Relax everything in between. Top of the head being pulled and suspended. Bottom of the feet being pulled into the earth. Right? Release the toes so they're nice and flat and relaxed. Release the hip, release the spine. Sink the breath down to your lower belly. Open the throat. Drop the shoulders. Take a deep breath and expand. Imagine and feel the spine opening, and as you exhale, relax and let everything fall back into place. The bottom hand washing up through the forearm. You can feel the warmth of the palm as it passes each other. Just gently stretching, breathing naturally. Relaxing the hip, dropping the shoulder. Imagine those cables pulling the fingertips. Opening the palm. Let go of all the tension in between. The toes are open. The bottom of the feet relax, but it's being sucked into the earth. Take a deep breath. Expand. And exhale when you're ready. Slowly let everything go. Slowly switch the hands. Right in front of the heart and breathe in. Remember, relaxing is number one. Sung, relax. Sung is relaxing is number one physically. Heart is number one energetically. Breathing in. Just take your time, finish the breath, and then slowly just relax and feel it let go by itself. See if you can gently pass the palms right in front of the heart to emphasize heart being number one. And that also helps you to drop your shoulders and drop your arms and release tension. Okay, switch to the spirals. Turn your body, drop your elbow. The bottom hand washes the outside as you turn the waist. Feel the muscles pulling the spine. Lift and fall right in the center. And the muscles pull the spine towards the upper elbow. Breathe in right at the end to wind up. And exhale and let everything go. And then pull the spine so it turns. And then you let it go. And then you pull the spine the other way. And breathe in right at the end to coil. And then let it go. And then pull the spine again. Imagine the spine being pulled and grabbed and let go. And the body just turns. And then it pulls. Let the head turn. Let everything turn in succession. Creating a nice spiral movement. The bottom of the feet feel still being sucked into the earth. The fingertips still being pulled outwards. And everything relaxing and following these movements. The bottom hand connecting deep inside below the belly button. The top of the upper hand connecting with the middle of the forehead. Do one more time with that thought. The bottom hand connecting about 3 inches below the belly button and the upper palm connecting with the center of the forehead. Come back to center when you're ready. Just take your time, height of heart, lift the sternum. Imagine that little sun in your chest, connected and being fed by the sun in the sky, warm and cool, putting out energy to the whole body, anywhere it needs it. Do one more open and close. That energy can fill up the lungs if you need it. Turn the palms. Anywhere that energy goes, you can gently have it fill up an organ or any place, and it just heals and warms and rejuvenates that area. You can imagine it sinking into your lower dantian, right, about 3 inches or 3 fingers below your belly button in the center. And it's just cultivating that chi, warming up that center, building up that energy in there. Your lower dantian is like a storage battery for you. You want to cultivate and sink the chi into there. You don't want to waste it if you don't need to use it. back to center, solar plex, a little lower, sternum up. Relax, open the throat, drop the shoulders, drop the elbows, stretching the fingertips 3 times. And project yourself way far away, way out from you on the solar plex. Drop the elbows, palms forward, sternum up and down. Press the feet into the earth, both feet into the earth, expanding and shift into one hip. Sink deep into one hip joint so you can bring one leg back. And press the back foot and sink deep into the hip joint to release the other leg and relax the upper body. Just relax. Let the tension of your feet, let the tension of your fingers go just for a little while, just so you can feel the difference. Yeah, relax, open and close your palms. Right? So today we're going to take a little break from that in the upper and lower body, and then reset everything. Just to help your awareness, you can feel the difference. Okay, so one more time, press the feet into the earth. Start with the physical, pushing, pressing, and then feel the muscles. Imagine the muscles stretching inside your body, sinking into the earth. It should press a little deeper, but the joint should let go. And then imagine your feet being pulled and sucked into the earth. And that should let go of even more tension. Right? Just imagine this huge vacuum pulling and sucking your feet into the earth. And then open up the palms. Same thing from the shoulders through the arms, stretching outwards into the fingertips. Then relax and feel those muscles being pulled and stretched, surging out into the fingertips. And then finally change it to the fingertips being pulled. These cables attached to the fingertips, and the fingertips being pulled and stretched outwards. And relax the shoulders and round your palms. Just the hands. You have to let all the joints go as you pull the chi up. Breathing in and exhale, guiding it back into the earth. But remember, the feet are being pulled into the earth. Just take your time. Just take your time. See if you can hold these things with the feet being pulled and sucked into the earth. The fingertips being pulled outwards in whatever direction they're facing. Everything else relaxed. Sternum up. Sinking the breath down to your lower dantian. As you come down, sink into one hip to release the other leg. And then we'll begin the stepping. Pick the knee straight up. The feet being sucked into the earth, but sink into the hip joint. Sink deep into the hip joint. Sink and press and transfer. So sink deep into the other hip joint. Release the ankle of the leg you're picking up. And then switch, press, and then sink deep into the hip joint. Just hold that into the hip joint while you pull the chi up and guide it back down. Just take your time. Try to keep the knees aligned. Step forward. Press and then sink in deep into the hip joint. Don't worry so much about the coordination of your hands with the legs. Make sure the whole bottom of your foot is relaxed and connecting with the floor or the earth, or whatever imagery you need. Last time. Okay, bring the palms back to center. Release the hips. Drop one knee to the side. Open up the hip joint. Turn the opposite way and breathe in and slide your hands up. Turn to open up the hips. And so moving from the knees to the pelvic joint. So that last one is, for the pelvic and the knees, actually. So that's probably the biggest modification from the standing. We're really showing combining moves. Breathe in as you turn. Feel those fingertips being pulled and stretched. That's what's causing your hands to move out. It's something's pulling on the fingertips. Do one more time each side. They're being pulled and you let your body turn. And last time. And just drop your hands. They'll help you to relax. And drop the knee. Come back to center. Think deep into the body below the belly button, deep inside. Imagine that stability. That's your sacral. Your sacral chakra. Your lower dantian. Turn your palms. Remember, we're going to leave the palms open because we're emphasizing stretching the fingertips. So pick up opposite. Sink into the standing hip. Standing leg, sink into, keep yourself sinking into that hip. Stretch, push the knee down, and then pick up the knee as high as you can without affecting the upper body, without dropping the upper body. Breathing in, feel the fingertips being pulled out. Push the heel out, press the knee down, take your time, and feel the back of the leg stretching. This time we're going to add the foot pump. So heel first, and then knee, and then press the foot down and feel the hip starting to open. Sink into the hip joint. The bottom of the foot is sinking into the earth. So foot and press and feel all the joints starting to open. And then add the turn of the body, turn of the spine. So we continue to warm up all the joints, not just the primary one that the exercise is focusing on. So this is actually for the knee. Sorry, this is for the knee. But go through that progression. Make sure you're pushing the knee down to stretch the back of the knee, back of the leg. Come back to center. Press both feet into the earth as you hold the ball right at the heart. Just kind of reset your mind. Remind yourself of that little sun in your chest. And then sink into one leg and sink into one hip. So the other leg can pick up. 45, stretch, and then lift, and down, heel and toe, and warming up the ankles. Relax the shoulders, just focus into that other leg sinking into the earth. Keep the upper body as still as you can, as quiet as you can. Sink into that hip joint so this leg bounces up and down. And reset and switch to the other side. So press that foot down and sink into that hip, releasing the other foot. Angle your foot 45 degrees and check that the standing leg is pressing and you're sinking into the hip, and the bottom of your foot is flat and relaxed and being pulled and sucked into the earth. And then the fingertips are still being pulled outwards. And switch, small toe, big toe. It just takes time to slowly get all those little principles and all this little internal physical things I'm talking about. And so you just take your time and focus on one and then focus on the other and just keep spiraling that approach. And slowly these things will start to align and start to self-correct. And slowly you'll be more aware of what's going on. When you look at other people, and you can see the tension in their bodies. Right? You know you're starting to recognize it in yourself. If you look at other people and you don't see any tension and you don't understand, right, you have to listen to yourself and explore and stretch and feel the tension in your body. When you can see it in other people, you know, hey, how come I can notice that now? It's because you're starting to recognize it in yourself, and it's becoming important to have that self-correction. Okay, draw the heels up, relax, pull the heels up. This one, just pull the heels up. You know, if you want, you can still do the fingertip extension, but I want you to really focus on being able to stretch. You want to draw the heels up, still sinking into the hip joint. Yeah, that really helps with this. But stretch the toes out. Right? Let all the fascia stretch. That's what we're trying to do. This is really good for the plantar fasciitis kind of problems. It's not the only solution, but it really adds to that. If you feel it cramping, just shake it out and try again. Yeah. And you can explore the bottom of your feet. In other words, right, you can stretch. You can emphasize the stretch on the inside or the center or the outside or the toe. You can kind of experiment a little bit of how to get all that fascia to stretch and release all of that. But when I started doing this over 6 years ago, one of my feet would always cramp, and then I'd stop and say, okay, shake it out. And then we'd do it again. And by about the third one, the cramping would stop. And if I took the 2-week break, right, at Lanakila, we have the 2-week break. When I'd come back from the 2 weeks, and I got to the point where all my classes, I'd say, we're taking the 2-week break. I'd come back the third week, and I'd have to go through all that cramping again. So it's a nice maintenance. But I realized nowadays when I do this, it rarely cramps like that anymore. So if you do it throughout the week, if you can do it every day, that's the best, of course. But you want to be consistent. So if you do it once a week, do it once a week. Do it twice a week, 3 times. Try to be consistent. But over time, right, what it's telling me is because I'm doing that stretch, over time, that fascia has started to release and release and release. It'll still get tight, but it'll release a little faster. But as opposed to before, it was always really tight. Yeah. Go check who's at the front door. Doing Zoom from home. Yeah. So this stretch, right? You draw the heels up, 2 sides, and you can do it standing, but seated is perfect. Let me turn sideways so you can see that angle. Right? The upper body just straight but relaxed. Right? You don't want this tension. It's because we just want to focus on the feet and just relaxing and pulling the heels up. You can see how forward in the chair I'm sitting. Right? I'm not back here. I'm not trying to lift my legs up. Right? This is different. I'm just drawing and pulling the heels up, relaxing. So you can add this stretch, but I'd rather you learn to do this relax first and then add the stretch so you don't ruin this. Right? And then don't let the toes curl. You want to stretch the toes out. Right? And ideally you end up, I don't know if you can even see it. Ideally you end up, let me get back a little bit. Right? We'd have to kind of turn it, but I don't know if you can see it, but ideally you only end up on the big toe, right? Yeah. Unless, and this is a real thing, right? For me, my big toe is the longest digit on my toe, so I'm going to end up on my big toe. But because I do massage, I know this, right? Not everybody, the big toe is the longest, right? I've seen it where others, right? The second, the third. So basically, you want to end up on whatever the longest toe is, right? Because you're drawing everything up and straightening and stretching and spreading it out. So if it cramps, just shake it out. If I really stretch, I can feel it. And this will stretch. This part is always so tight. So if you really stretch, you'll get right over here. But you can kind of experiment. And that's part of our training, right? Trying to, with the intent, and really trying to control whichever muscle you want, so you can see, can you really stretch here, or can you really stretch the second or the third or the fourth, right? Can you start controlling just those muscles, that part of your foot, right? Instead of just this broad general. And that's part of our training, right? Learning your body, listening to your body, and trying to get control over those muscles. Okay, shake them out. Shake them out when you're done. Loosen them up. Oh, it's so funny. That monk seal video I threw together yesterday, I put it on my Adobe Premiere Elements software, and I had bought that with the intent to do all these videos on here. But I still use my same software that I've always used, because I got the template down, right? You got something easy and it works. Hard to change. So